Risk management empowers a business with the necessary tools so that it can adequately identify and deal with potential risks. Once a risk has been identified, it is then easy to mitigate it. Risk management provides a business with a basis upon which it can undertake sound decision-making. It is important that the organization is aware of the risk they are facing. Being in control of the hazard and risk, indirectly it will propagate more confidence in achieving its objectives, standardizing workflow, reduce redundancy, and reduce its risk from litigation, will improve the organization efficiency, with all the risk being brought down at its lowest possible score. It should directly improve the safety of the workplace in all aspects. The most basic framework for the hospital to possess is to establish its own risk management flow. Starting with identifying risk, assessing the risk, controlling and prioritizing risk by implementing solution, and lastly to carry out periodic review on risk control measures which had been implemented. First, identification of all possible risk, from all angles. We need to, firstly, understand the basic structure of our organization, which is the hospital value chain. The patient flow from the point of admission until patient is discharged, is our core business. Whereas, the other components at the top, are the support system which are needed by the hospital to maintain its core business. These two segments are interdependent as hospital will not be functioning without presence of the other. Listed are further division of the respective segment, administrative component, include financial, human resource, information system, infrastructures and supplies. For instance, one of the risks that we encounter in terms of financial aspect is the risk of money swindling when making overtime claims. On the other hand, the core business consists of inpatient and outpatient service flow, from the start first patient engagement with hospital service, until patient are discharged. In addition, progressive risk management ensures risks of a high priority are dealt with as aggressively as possible. Next step is for the organization to objectively categorize and scores the risk listed. In this matter, a specific matrix, a risk matrix will be used to guide risk analysis, two components which are widely used, the severity and the probability. Severity is further categorized into four: catastrophic, critical, marginal and negligible, based on the risk effect on patient's life or system involved. Catastrophic may cause death, major system loss; critical, severe patient injury and major system damage; marginal, minor patient injury and system damage; negligible, no injury to patient and system damage. Listed risk then will be scored objectively and further plotted in risk matrix later. Probability, on the other hand, will stratify the risk based on its frequency to occur. These may not be accurately scored, however, it is based on the organization assumption and its own tracking and trending record. The score range from frequent, occasional, remote and improbable. In this diagram, two different risks are listed within the general risk table. First, is the risk involving the core business of hospital in treating the patient. We can objectively score that any wrong blood transfusion can possibly cause any patient to die, and in terms of probability, patients are being transfused daily around the clock, thus bringing the score to 4. On the other hand, fire disaster in this matter is being scored as 4 and 3. From the previous table, the risks are then plotted in the risk matrix, according to its scores. The numbers within the box refer to the risk that had been listed in previous table. Vertical row refers to probability, and the horizontal column, the severity score. In this matter, number 2 within the red box refer to the listed risk within the general risk table, which is the wrong transfusion risk. Thus from the table, it is possible to then stratify and prioritizing the risk that need immediate action and risk control. In this matter, this department should first focus in reducing its risk of wrong blood transfusion and later the fire disaster risk. This is important for the department to, as accurately as possible, prioritizing the issue and incident that the department might be facing. The third step, risk control. Adopting form occupational safety and health risk control, the hierarchy of risk control, top to bottom, are categorized from most effective control to the least effective, starting with elimination, substation, and down to PPE measure. In healthcare setting, it is almost impossible to eliminate or even substitute the risk. Most started with isolating the risk, and even managed the risk using administration control. Administration control include supervision, C&P, work rotation, and training. Referring to previous example, the risk control taken to tackle both risk were by administration control. In this, both risk are being tackled by making sure training is being implemented. Department is responsible to carry out frequent training on blood transfusion and as well as conduct periodic fire drill annually. Last step is assessing the effectiveness of the control measure. How do we know that we are doing the right thing and had make the best decision? One solution may not cater all issue and need customization in implementing the solution. To assess the effectiveness of the risk control taken, continuous review should be carried out, and regular and periodic evaluation should be conducted. This evaluation can be conducted by task force, audit, or regular committee meetings. Is the existing SOP, process, is safe and error-proof? Has the risk being brought down to the lowest level possible to deter any harm to patient or its system? If any hazard or incident occur, are we doing enough with current implementation? If it does recur, should the current risk control involve more stakeholder? And if the incidents addressed did not recur, the organization can set the risk control as its local policy and guideline.